The Spirit of the Home by Beloved Lord Kuthumi. The spirit of the home has little been considered by individuals as a living, breathing entity with a consciousness and an evolution of its own, which is controlled and affected by the life streams who dwell within the aura of such an elemental spirit. As you readily understand, the forces of the four elements in your body are impressionable and take on the qualities and characteristics that your energy has poured through them in succeeding incarnations. The spirit of the home is of the same elemental race and is also subject to the qualifications of the life streams and the outpouring of the breath of the individuals who dwell within it. When the idea or model, blueprint or plan of the simplest habitation is formed in the mind of a human being, at that time the God power which gave the idea to mankind draws an elemental spirit to be the guiding and protecting presence of that manifestation. In fact, all manifest form has such an invisible elemental guard, from the smallest stone to the greatest castle. As the home is materialized and drawn into visible form, this elemental spirit overlights it, and much as the causal body of a brand new spirit contains no color, so this elemental spirit, without any qualification of imperfection, is but a vibrant, pulsating being, more or less at the mercy of the life streams who will inhabit the home and govern the force field around the home, which is in truth the body of this elemental spirit. Looking at long stretches of small, modest homes, yet uninhabited, as we walk the streets of mankind, and as the elemental spirits greet us in their gentle way, we could but wish that all their fates were to be happy and harmonious ones. In the final accounting, of course, it will be so, but these elemental guarding presences await the entrance of a family into a home with the same anticipation individuals await the birth of a child or a new member of a family whom none have yet seen or heard. In Europe particularly, where the great feudal castles and manors of great beauty have endured through centuries, and the leafy arms of the elemental guarding spirit stretch far across the countryside, we find those spirits heavily imbued with the qualities and characteristics of the families who have breathed out their consciousness embodiment after embodiment, and the etheric records within these great elemental divas in charge of these exquisite residences are badly scarred with the records of totally unconscious human beings who were writing their history on the body of a living being. When God has given man such beauty and perfection, it seems difficult to understand how the forces of the four elements, through the fiat of the Father, must bear the weight of man's iniquity so long and so silently. When a home has fallen into dissolution and is reclaimed and beautified, the spirit of that home becomes very grateful and happy, as the inner records of that beauty express, and the spirit of that home in turn outpours a blessing upon the life streams who have made possible that beauty and perfection. Individuals must realize that the spirit of the home is a conscious being and will demand of the life energy of individuals even as other personalities do, and this great guarding presence must be under the intelligent direction of the God Self, the I Am Presence, of those engaged in spiritual pursuits, but afforded a certain acknowledgement and outpouring of force to keep it in divine order. But it must not be allowed to become a vampire activity that sucks the lifeblood and the time and attention of the individual, which belongs first and foremost to God. The spirit of the home, being an elemental form and focus of light, must always be under the intelligent direction of the threefold flame of the Master's presence, who says always to mankind, to the angelic host, to the elemental spirit, I am the Lord thy God. Thou shalt have no other gods before me. When the great unfolding radiation of the spirit of the home feels the happiness and exhilaration as currents of beauty flow through it, it will attempt to make the same demands upon the life streams as will any individual given an undue share of attention. Any man who puts a person, place, condition, or thing before time undivided to God must come again until he realizes that the adoration to the God power, the great I Am Presence, will fill the home with great perfection, will raise up Ascended Master friends to fill every requirement, and will fill the life of all connected with the home with the spiritual consciousness of peace.